Hello, everybody. We're back. We're back for another review. As many or two reviews in as many days. This video is going to be a review for the new Deadpool and Wolverine. I went and saw it last night with a good friend of mine. And this is going to be a non-spoiler review. I'll do a spoiler talk later in the week once more people have seen the movie, but this movie's only been out for about 2 days. So there's a lot of people who haven't seen it. I was lucky to go see it pretty early on in the cycle, which is something I don't do with a lot of movies. I know it's pretty late to long legs, but I'm going to be trying to get more new movies in. There's still going to be I say this like I've been doing movie reviews. This is our second review back. There still is going to be some classic movies thrown in the mix, but I'm definitely going to be trying to focus on new movies because that's what people are going to want to see. But yeah, let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. This is the third movie in the Deadpool franchise. This is Deadpool's entrance into the MCU, which, I mean, we don't really see him interact with the MCU a crazy amount. But this is definitely like the end of 20th Century Fox's reign with Deadpool, the X-Men, all that stuff. Some later stuff that I'll talk about in the spoiler review too. But you can tell this is definitely the end of 20th Century Fox is run with the superhero genre, and that the MCU is kind of buying up all these little smaller franchises. Obviously, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Hugh Jackman comes back to reprise his role as Wolverine. I don't think that's much of a spoiler because it's in the title. But yeah, sorry if I spoiled that for you guys. But yeah, this movie. First off, let's talk about MCU fatigue. I had it. I had it so bad. I had so much MCU fatigue. You know, after Endgame, I'm kind of excited to see where this goes. I was still in high school at the time when Endgame happened. I was a freshman in high school. But so Endgame happened, and then there was that little break of time. Then WandaVision came out, and I did like WandaVision, but then Winter Soldier came out. She-Hulk later on, not right away, but She-Hulk came out. Miss Marvel, I think. The Marvels, Eternals, which was horrible. I went and saw that in theaters for some reason. And there was just so much like miss after miss after miss. And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of the MCU. There were a few hits in there. Don't get me wrong. Guardians 3 is an amazing movie. I did like Wakanda Forever. Obviously, there was Spider-Man, No Way Home. But other than that, MCU was just miss, 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 miss. So I was very tired of it. This movie brought me back. I was sitting in the theater at the end of the movie when there's a really cool. It's not a post-credit scene. There is a post-credit scene, but they're kind of showing how X-Men 1 was being made while the credits are rolling. And I was kind of sitting there and I'm like, you know what? This made me like fall back in love with superheroes in the MCU, especially where it's like, I remember why we all started this journey, why we all liked these movies when they were first coming out, like what was so fun about them. And I feel like Deadpool really captured that essence of like what makes a movie fun. Like this movie from start to finish is a ride. There's a point about 10 minutes in, like 10 to 30 minutes in, like a 20-minute where it's a little boring, but it's just exposition. But Deadpool's still making it funny. It's just you're kind of waiting for the plot to happen. I was waiting for Wolverine to show up, but it was still fun. He made it enjoyable. He didn't make it where it felt like a drag, even though there was a lot of exposition. I will say the opening fight scene. I'll get more into it in the spoiler review, but the opening fight scene is probably the best opening fight scene I've seen in an MCU movie. Period. In a superhero movie, even maybe. I do like the opening fight scene in the Batman a lot, but I think the fun and the energy of this one takes the cake on that. Another thing about this movie, I'm trying like not to talk about any of the characters because there are so many cameos. Even the main villain's like a cameo. Obviously, we get a lot of Deadpool's friends returning from like Blind Al. What the fuck are their other names? Pete's back. But yeah, we get a lot of them, but that's in the first 5 minutes of the movie that they show up, so it's not like it's a spoiler or anything. But yeah, this movie was so much fun. The camera work was awesome. The soundtrack, oh my god, the soundtrack. This was, I don't know if I want to say it was better, but this rivals the Guardian soundtrack for me. It was so good. And they have Bring 'Em Out by Ti, Lady in Red, Time of Our Lives, Good Riddance, um, some Bye Bye Byes in there. Dude, it's just a great soundtrack, and it really, I think the best soundtracks in movies are ones that lend to the movie and the vibe of the movie, like Black Panther, Guardians. MCU's always had, they either have shit soundtracks or they have amazing soundtracks. Like even not great movies like Iron Man 2 has a great soundtrack. And obviously it was more prevalent with the Guardians because, Guardians tells a whole story. You have some great songs in there like Want You Back, Cherry Bomb. Um, Amazing songs. But I think this one, it really lent itself to the vibe of the movie the best. It was so much fun. I had a great time with the soundtrack specifically. The fight choreography is nuts, is awesome. Um, and there is like the only like problems I really have with this movie. I don't have a lot. I gave this movie about a 9 out of 10. I thought it was phenomenal. Thought it was great. Probably the best theater. I saw Long Legs, and I'm like, is Long Legs the best movie of 2024? And then literally the next day, I go see a movie that I like more. But I knew that was going to happen. I was hoping it was going to happen. But all the um, complaints I have on this are just like we'll get into them on the spoiler thing, but it's just fatigue. It's just multiversal fatigue. I just want them to go back to a little bit simpler stories. But that's like in this, it was a big problem I had with like anything past Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man, it was cool. We got Andrew, Toby. Sorry, I think that movie is old enough to spoil now. It came out 2 years ago. But this is the only other movie where I really like the multiversal stuff. Because after Spider-Man, it got so boring so quick with like Ant-Man, Kang, all that shit. I forgot Ant-Man Quantumania even came out, and it came out a year ago. And I'm like, that movie happened because it was so boring. But that's a problem with the MCU as a whole. I don't. I feel like this could be a great new start for the MCU. I don't want to. I'm going to move all the problems I have with the MCU over to the side because I just want to talk about this Deadpool movie and how awesome that was. And it was a really, really good time. I think you guys. This is a movie where Long Legs, I know it's not going to be for everybody. I don't think everybody should check it out. This movie, I think every single person who enjoys movies should check this movie out. I know I don't have a lot to say about this movie. Like my Long Legs review was twice this, but trust me, the spoiler talk will be longer. This is just kind of my initial thoughts on the movie. I will be seeing it again in theaters. I'm going to go see it. I might go see it again tonight with a friend, and then I'm going to go see it next week with my dad. So there is a chance that I could go see this movie 3 times in theaters, and I will enjoy it every single time. So yeah, go check Deadpool and Wolverine out. I can't recommend it enough. Um, do I think it's the best in the Deadpool franchise? Honestly, I haven't seen one since it came out, and I haven't seen two in like a year. So I'd have to rewatch them. But maybe it's recency bias. Maybe it's the cameos that happen that we'll talk about in the spoiler review. But yes, I do think that this is the best movie in the Deadpool series. Um, if you guys checked out the movie, let me know what you think of it down below in the comments. Comment suggestions for new movies, whether they be new or old. I am looking to go see probably Despicable Me 4, Twisters. There's not a lot in theaters right now. Theaters are basically being dominated by Long Legs and Deadpool for the next like 3 weeks. So I'll go check out some smaller movies. I mean, I live right next to a movie theater. Tickets aren't that expensive. Yeah, I'll check them out. So I will catch all of you guys later. The next video that will be going up is going to be the Deadpool spoiler talk, which should probably come out around Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Probably Wednesday because that's when I have a day off work. So I'll probably get that to you guys on Wednesday. I will talk to all you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.